sort of find myself siding with David Hume, who, on the question of personal identity and defining what is ourself, he sort of says, all I have is this series of impressions, but I can't find myself in any of them. And I think that this is a rather useful way of thinking, or a useful starting, because if you believe that there's this you inside, then at some level you have abdicated responsibility for what you become to this perception of who you are deep down. And I think instead what people should say is, I am my thoughts and my actions, those two things. And what I think and how I act are completely within my control. I have complete freedom with respect to how I think and how I act. And how I utilize that freedom, that is on an ongoing daily, in a daily struggle, that is the definition of who I am. How I choose to utilize my existential freedom. And so I think what education should be doing is helping people, first of all, decide who they want to be, and then help them become that thing, whatever it is. And of course, this is the other beautiful thing about it, is that it's something that we get to change every day of our life. If we don't like who we are today, we can be somebody better tomorrow. And this is not a novel idea. This is just pretty much I'm plagiarizing Emerson in Self-Reliance, because he talks about how of all the things that people are the most obsessed with is this idea of being consistent, and they're afraid to change their minds on things because people say, but you've changed your mind, and it's in some sense betraying who you are. And this is where one of my favorite Emerson quotes of all time, he then says, "A foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of small minds." and I think that this is a brilliant exposition of this idea. And the great thing about entrepreneurship is that it gives us a canvas on which to paint different pictures. And if we want to paint different pictures, every year or every day, we have the ability to do that. And